This is day 14 of Advent of Cyber 2024, and this challenge is called If We're Horribly Mismanaged, There'll Be No Sad Faces on SOC-mas. It's a quiet morning in the town of Wereville, a wholesome town where cheer and tech come together. McSkitty is charged to protect the gift scheduler, the service elves use to schedule all the presents to be delivered in Wereville. She assigned Glitch to the case to make sure the site is secure for G-Day. In the meantime, Mayor Mara works tirelessly, hoping to not only ruin Christmas by redirecting presents to the wrong addresses, but also to ensure that Glitch is blamed for the attack. After all, Glitch's warnings about the same vulnerabilities Mayor Mara is exploiting make the hacker an easy scapegoat. The learning objectives are to learn about self-signed certificates, man-in-the-middle attacks, and using burps for a proxy to intercept traffic. So, certified to slay. We hear a lot about certificates and their uses, but let's start dissecting what a certificate is. Public key. At its core, a certificate contains a public key, part of a pair of cryptographic keys, a public key and private key. The private key is made available to anyone and is used to encrypt data. The private key. The private key remains secret and is used by the website or server to decrypt the data. And metadata. Along with the key, it includes metadata that provides additional information about the certificate holder, the website, and the certificate. Usually find information about the certificate authority, subject, such as information about the site, a uniquely identifiable number, validity period, signature, and hashing algorithm. So, what is a certificate authority? The CA is a trusted entity that issues certificates. For example, Global Sign, Let's Encrypt, DigiCert are very common ones. The browser trusts these entities and performs a series of checks to ensure it has a trusted CA. Here's a breakdown of what happens with the certificate. Handshake. Your browser requests a secure connection, and the website responds by sending a certificate. But in this case, it only requires the public key and metadata. Verification. Your browser checks the certificate for its validity by checking if it was issued by a trusted CA. If the certificate hasn't expired or been tampered with, and the CA is trusted, then the browser gives the green light. There are different types of checks you can do. Key exchange. The browser uses the public key to encrypt a session key, which encrypts all communications between the browser and the website. Decryption. The website server uses its private key to decrypt the session key, which is symmetric. Now that both the browser and the website share a secret key, the session key, we have established a secure and encrypted communication. Ever wonder what makes the HTTPS secure? Thanks to certificates, we can now have authentication, encryption, and data integrity. Self-signed versus trusted. The process of acquiring a certificate with a CA is long. You create the certificate and send it to a CA to sign it. If you don't have tools and automation in place, this process can take weeks. Self-signed certificates are signed by an entity, usually the same one that authenticates. For example, Wereville owns the gift scheduler site, and if they create a certificate and sign it with Wereville as a CA, that becomes a self-signed certificate. Browsers generally do not trust self-signed certificates because there is no third-party verification. The browser has no way of knowing if the certificate is authentic or if it's being used for malicious purposes, like a man-in-the-middle attack. Trusted CA certificates, on the other hand, are verified by CA, which acts as a trusted third party to confirm the website's identity. CA-issued certificates sometimes take a long time. If you want to test a development environment, it can make sense to use a self-signed certificate. Ideally, this is an internal air-gapped environment with no connection to the public internet. Otherwise, it defeats the purpose of a certificate. The entire system of secure communication relies on the fact that both parties, the browser and the server, can trust the data being exchanged, and that no one in the middle can intercept or modify it without detection. So for this challenge, we need to start the virtual machine, and then we also need to start the attack box. How Mayor Malware disrupts G-Day. There are less than 2 weeks until G-Day, and Mayor Malware has been planning its disruption ever since Glitch raised the self-signed certificate vulnerability to McSkitty during a security briefing the other day. His plan is near perfect. He will hack into gift scheduler and mess with the delivery schedule. No one will receive their gift destined for them. G-Day will be ruined. First things first, the Glitch spoke about a self-signed certificate, but Mayor Malware can't believe that the townspeople, usually so security savvy, it's maddening to him. Whatever disregards such a critical vulnerability? Is that a trap set up by the Glitch and McSkitty to catch him red-handed? He definitely needs to check for himself. Before that though, he wants to make sure that his tracks are well covered, to prevent any DNS logs from alerting his enemies. He will resolve the gift scheduler's fully qualified domain name locally on his machine. So what we need to do is open up the terminal and copy and paste the command that you have here, which makes it so the domain giftscheduler.thm redirects to the virtual machine of for the challenge. So we can then do cat/etc/host, and we can see we've got that added, so that's all good. Now, Mayor Malware can navigate to the gift scheduler website without leaving a trace on Wereville's DNS logs. Let's open Firefox and navigate to the website. So I'm going to copy the domain from right here and then open up Firefox. So with Firefox open, we will go to that site, and it's giving us a warning as the certificate is self-signed. To get around that, you go to Advanced and accept the risk and continue. When we click on the view certificate, link marked with a 1 in the screenshot above, new tab opens with the certificate details. Malware can't believe his luck. This is evidence that the glitch was speaking the truth. The gift scheduler web server uses a self-signed certificate. This means that the townspeople and all the elves will be used to clicking on the accept the risk and continue button to access the website, to the point it's become a habit. Malware does just that and inserts its credentials into the login form. So start and your malware and garbage day. Oops, I entered that wrong. Apparently I'm still typing it wrong. Let's just copy and paste everything. There we go. So we can't do anything but send GIF requests, as if he were to ever do such a sickeningly sweet gesture, to carry out his evil plan, he will need to sniff some admin credentials, maybe some of the elves' passwords, or even, if he gets lucky, Martha Mayware's account. So, to sniff the elves' traffic, the next step will be to start a proxy on his machine and route all of Wareville's traffic to it. This way the mayor will be in the middle between the townspeople and the gift scheduler. This position will allow him to sniff all requests forwarded to the sickening website. So we now need to open up Burp Suite, and with this open we go next, start Burp Suite. Then what we need to do is go proxy, turn off intercept, then we need to go proxy settings, and what we need to do is proxy add, and we need to add this IP address, which is I think ours, then 8080. Let's do that. That's not what I did. Oh, select specific address, then OK. So that seems to be fine now. So Mayor Malware rubs his hands together gleefully. As we can read in the yellow box in the screenshot above, Burp Suite already comes with the self-signed certificate. The users will be prompted to accept it and continue, and Mayor Malware knows they will do it out of habit, without even thinking of verifying the certificate origin first. The G-Day disruption operation will go off without a hitch. So we now need to add to Etsy that Wareville GW should be going to our attack box. So this will divert all Wareville's traffic, usually routed through the legitimate Wareville gateway, to Mayor Malware's machine, effectively putting him in the middle of the requests. Note, in practice the adversary can launch a similar attack if they can control the user's gateway, and the attack can easily succeed against websites not using properly signed certificates. This attack requires more than adding an entry into the Etsy file. However, this task aims to emulate parts of the attack. So, as a last step, we must start a custom script to simulate the user's request to the gift scheduler. Keep the script running so that new user requests will constantly be captured in Burp Suite. So cd into rooms, then AOC 2024, and day 14. We then need to route elf traffic. At last, everything is in place. Mayor Malware's evil plan can finally commence. We can return to the open Burp Suite window and click on the HTTP history tab. So if we go back to Burp Suite, get out of the settings, then go proxy HTTP history. We aren't, are we getting stuff? Okay, yeah, the login is what it's meant to be. Oh, and just like that, we've got the admin credentials. So there's a triumphant gleam in Mayor Malware's eyes while he stares intently at the web requests pouring on his screen. He can finally see them, the post requests containing clear text credentials for the gift scheduler website. Now, he only needs to wait and find the password to a privileged account. So we'll go through and answer the questions. So what is the name of the CA that has signed the gift scheduler certificate? So we go back to the website, click on the lock, connections and secure, more information, and verified by THM. Okay, now look inside the post requests in the HTTP history. What is the password for the Snowball Elf? So we need to go through each of these post requests, and there is the password. Carrot knows. Use the credentials for any of the elves to authenticate. What is the flag shown on the elves scheduling page? Well, we've already got the password for an elf, so Snowball Elf, we will do that. Go to theirs, Snowball Elf, and their password, THM AOC Elf on the shelf. And there's no scheduled gifts. What is the password for Martha Mayware's account? We saw that just before. So go back to here. Holly Jolly SOC-mas. And if you double click, make sure to get the exclamation mark. There we go. And Mayor Malware finally succeeded in his evil intent. With Martha Mayware's username and password, he can finally access the administrative console for the gift scheduler. G-Day is cancelled. What's the flag shown on the admin page? So it's Martha_Mayware. Martha underscore Mayware, and we've got the password copied, so now enter that. And the flag is AOC how to ruin gift day. So we'll copy that and submit it. And that is all the questions answered. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe.